Hey guys, my name is Dawn Marie and welcome to my channel where I speak about all things digital info products and digital product marketing. Today I want to talk about a topic that has been on my mind for quite a while, one that I know is going to resonate, hopefully resonate with a lot of you, because most of what I say today is advice and truths that I wish I got when I started online. The digital product industry has exploded in recent years. I mean, you may have seen or heard promises of making tons of money. There's this word called passive income that's thrown about loosely, and then there's the apparent easy pathway to financial freedom. But here's the thing. What you're not being told is the harsh reality behind those promises. Now, I've been in this industry for just over 8 years. I've seen it all. I've been duped by the same lies, the scams that you see all over the internet. I mean, I have lost money, I've wasted a lot of time and plenty of sleep chasing after these so-called golden opportunities. But after all of that, I'm happy to say that I've come out much wiser, more knowledgeable, and know when I smell BS and when to turn the other way, especially when promises are just too good to be true. So now I want to share my experiences with you so you don't have to go through the same struggles that I did. In this video, I'm going to break down some of the biggest lies that are being told about digital products and what the real truth is behind them. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at this for a while, my hope for you is that these insights that I'm sharing will help you build a better, more sustainable business so you can spot the scams, avoid the traps, and set yourself up for long-term success. Okay, so let's dive into the first and probably the most dangerous, misleading claim out there. That is the idea that you can make a ton of money in just a week, 2 weeks, or even 30 days by selling digital products. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you might have seen me share some of my own results, like how I made a certain amount of money in a specific time frame. And before we go any further, I want to take a moment to address something important. If you've ever felt misled by these kinds of posts, I want to sincerely apologize. That was never really my intention, and what I've always aimed to do is share the journey that I've been on with the hope that by showing you the steps that I took, that you could apply them to your own business and see if they work for you. But here's the thing. What worked for me may not work exactly the same way for you. And that's what you need to be very, very careful with. It gets really dangerous when you start hearing people say, this is how I made X dollars in 90 days and you can too if you follow these exact steps. These claims can really be incredibly misleading, and I want you to be very cautious about believing any of those promises that you can replicate a particular type of success step by step. So let me break that down a little bit more for you. I mean, there are so many factors that determine whether or not you can achieve similar results, right? So everything from the type of product you're selling to your brand awareness to brand recognition, even your personality and how you connect with your audience, these are all variables that differ from person to person. So most of these factors are very unique to each individual. So trying to copy someone else's success is like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work like that. So here's the absolute truth. Success in digital products is a long-term game. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight. Definitely not. And the reality is that most successful digital product creators actually spend years honing their skills, building their audience, and perfecting their offers. And they don't tell you all of that, right? So real sustainable success often comes after 2 to 5 years of consistent effort. And that's okay. The key here is to focus on building something that lasts rather than chasing quick wins that might not even come. Now, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's the importance of patience and persistence. Building a digital product business is like planting a tree. You have to nurture it, you have to water it, and give it time to grow. You're not going to see the fruits of your labor right away, but with consistent effort and the right mindset, You will eventually get there. Okay, so let's talk about another big myth that's been tossed around out there on the internet. And this is the idea that digital products are a form of passive income. I'm sure you've probably seen it all over YouTube, in blog posts, on social media, where people are talking about how they're making passive income from selling digital products. But let me tell you, as someone who's been in the game for a while, there's really nothing passive about digital products or running this business. Sure, the concept of creating a product once and selling it over and over again with minimal involvement sounds like a dream come true. And yes, there is some truth to that idea that you can create a digital product, put it up for sale, and make money from that one product repeatedly. But here's where things get a little bit tricky. Just because you can make money passively for a period of time doesn't mean that the work is done once the product is created, right? So let me share a little bit about my own experience. When I first started out, I was drawn to the idea of passive income just like anyone else. I thought, hey, so I'll create this amazing digital product, I'll launch it, and then I'll just sit back and watch the money roll in. But what I quickly realized is that whilst you can make sales without actively being involved every single day in that product, the truth is you just can't set it and forget it. If you want to continue getting sales, you have to continuously market your product. You have to talk about it all the time. You have to promote it on different platforms. You have to keep it in front of your audience, and let's not forget about the updates that you have to make to the product. You need to keep it fresh for your audience, keep it relevant. And then there's also customer support. You need to be there to answer their questions, resolve issues, and make sure that your customers are satisfied. And if you want to grow, you have to then scale your business to reach more people, which requires even more effort. So I think there's a misconception when people talk about passive income. They say passive and you might think that you can really set it and forget it. But this mentality, I think, is a trap that can really lead to failure. Anyone who tells you that you can make passive income from digital products by just creating it once and letting it sell itself is telling a big fat lie. All right, let's move on to another myth that's been really getting under my skin lately. And that's the idea that you can make thousands of dollars by selling PLR products, private label right products, just because someone else did. Now, don't get me wrong. Private label right products can be incredibly useful. I mean, I have used them myself in my own business, and they can be a great starting point, especially if you're looking to save time on content creation. But here's where things start to get a little bit shady. What really annoys me is when creators who are selling these PLR products, they try to convince unsuspecting customers that because they were able to sell thousands of that particular product, that you can do the same thing too. And I get it. It's kind of like a pitch which could be super exciting. I mean, who wouldn't want to tap into something that's already proven to sell, right? But here's the problem with that claim. Let's take a recent example that's been floating around. So there's this creator that's selling faceless marketing PLR products, and to promote it, they're talking about how faceless marketing is going viral and how they've been able to tap into that virality. What they conveniently leave out is that this creator has a huge audience already. They've built up a loyal following over the years, and they simply promote that product to their existing audience. So of course they're going to get a lot of sales. But here's the catch. They try to convince prospective customers that they too can tap into that success if they buy the product, and they try to sell it themselves. And here's where that reality check comes in. If you're brand new to the industry, if you don't have an audience, if you have no skills or experience, and if you don't know how to sell, it's highly unlikely that you're going to see the same results. This takes me back to my first point that I made in another video. Just because someone says that they made X number of dollars selling a particular product doesn't mean that you will be able to do the same. The truth is, the success of selling PLR products, or any digital product for that matter, really depends on a lot more than just the product itself. It's about your audience, your brand, your marketing skills, and your ability to connect with your potential customers. So without those elements in place, even the best PLR product isn't going to sell itself. So here's my advice. Before you dive into selling PLR products, make sure you have a solid foundation, focus on building your audience, improving your marketing skills, and really understanding your niche. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that just because someone else made a lot of money with PLR products, that you will have that success too. It takes time and effort and a whole lot of strategy. And remember, there is no one size fits all solution. What works for one person might not work for you, and that's okay. Your journey is unique, and the key is to focus on what will work for you over the long run. All right, so the next big myth that's making the rounds is the idea that anyone can sell digital products without any skills or experience. Now, if you've spent any time on YouTube, you've probably seen hundreds of videos or posts saying things like, try selling this digital product or start this business, no skills or experience needed. And I get it, these headlines are super tempting. Who wouldn't want to jump into a business where you don't really need any expertise and you can start making money right away? I get that. But if selling digital products was really that simple to the point where no one needed any skills or experience, then everyone would be doing it, right? And the truth is, it's not really that easy. All of these videos and posts, all they're trying to do is to get you to engage with their content so they can profit from your click, from your view, maybe even to get you to download something from them. And that's the real motivation behind promoting these types of messages. So let me be straight with you. While it's true that anyone can create digital products, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to be successful selling them, especially without the right skills and experience. I mean, when I first started out, I had to learn a lot. I came from a legal background. I had no idea how to sell a product, and I certainly didn't just dive in and magically started making sales. So I had to learn how to attract people to my business, how to create value for them, how to effectively market and sell my products, and most importantly, I had to understand what type of products people wanted to buy. So if you want to sell digital products, especially digital info products, having a skill or expertise is very important. Right? It's your knowledge and the value that you can bring to the table. That is what people are willing to pay for. So yes, whilst anyone can technically create a digital product, the ones who succeed are the ones who have put the time and effort into developing their skills and building their expertise. And if you're starting without any of these skills, then you need to be prepared to invest time in learning before you can expect to see any real success. So before you jump into digital products, take the time to invest in your education, whether it's through courses, ebooks, hands-on experience. Build up your skills and knowledge first. I think this investment in yourself will pay off far more in the long run than you trying to skip the learning process and hoping for the best. Remember, success in selling digital products doesn't come from simply creating a product and hoping it sells. It actually comes from understanding your audience, creating real value, and knowing how to reach and connect with your audience. So start with that foundation of solid skills and knowledge, and I think you'll be in a much better position to succeed. Now let's dive into the final misconception I want to talk about, and this is a big one. It's the idea that you don't need an audience to make sales. I mean, this one really blows my mind because let's face it, how else are you going to get people to take out their credit card and buy your product? Your audience is made up of people who are going to spend the money, right? So it follows that, of course, you need an audience to make sales. Now, I get where some of this confusion might come from. You might have heard people say that you don't need a huge audience to be successful, and that's true, but to an extent. So let me break this down for you. It all depends on really what success means to you, right? So if you're aiming to make a few $100s a month, then sure, you don't need a massive audience. A small group of engaged people who trust you can definitely support that level of income. But if you're looking to grow your income substantially to make a real impact and scale your business, then you're going to need a much larger audience. There's absolutely no way around it. So let me share something from my own journey. When I first started, I didn't have a huge audience at all. And honestly, I would say it was a struggle. I mean, I had a great product, but without enough people to see it, I wasn't making the kind of sales that I had hoped for. So I had to learn the hard way that building and nurturing an audience and getting more people to see my product is the key to growing a successful digital product business. I mean, you can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, then it's just not going to sell. Your audience is the lifeblood of your business. They're the ones who are willing to buy your digital products, spread the word about it, help you grow. And whilst you might be able to make some sales with a small audience, if you want to grow and increase your income, then you're going to need a much larger audience to support that growth. So here's my advice to you. Start focusing on building and nurturing your audience from day one. Don't just think about the sale. Think about how you can provide value to your audience, how you can engage with them, and how you can grow that group of people over time. Whether that's through social media, through email marketing, or even content creation, find ways to connect with more people and then bring them into your world. Remember, it's not just about numbers, it's about creating a community of people who are genuinely interested in what you have to offer. So the more that you focus on building that community, the more successful that your business will be in the long run. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful in clearing up some of the confusion and misconceptions about digital products. If you enjoyed this content, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. And what that does is that it makes sure to tell the YouTube algorithm that you like it so that it can show it to more people who won't fall into the traps like I did when I first got started. And also don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I'd also love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment for me below and let me know what you think about these lies, half-truths, and misrepresentations. I think that's what the saying is. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.